between my teeth. Smart electric toothbrush, beep, beep, beep. Oh, shake that booty and take a chance. Open wide and let it dance, dance, dance. Mouth, mouth, disco, disco with me. Mouth, mouth, disco, it's a disco boogie. Mouth, mouth, disco, disco with me. Mouth, mouth, disco, it's a bristle boogie.
Wow. That felt so high. That made my very long.
Oh, thanks, Travis. But you know what? It's no big. I've got some more ideas. This next one is a fresh country jam to appeal to a southern demographic.
Let's hear it.
Hit it. Well, I got a big old truck with a four-wheel drive V8 engine on stack. Grabbing our fishing gear off the extra heavy-duty roof rack. Pull the flatbed down, put the mud tires on. This truck can really cook. And with 1% APR financing, it ain't gonna break my checkbook. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Drive a Quip toothbrush today.
Did you steal
all the sense on this?
I loved it. Thanks, Travis. Yeah, it was getting late last night, so I might have recycled some older material for that one. But it's fine. It's fine. I got one more for you. This one it's dark and beat heavy, like Billie Eilish or Lorde. All right.
Oh, okay.
Quip, you vibrate me all night long. 4 times vibrations for each quadrant of your mouth. The first 30 seconds and the 30 seconds and the third 30 seconds and the fourth 30 seconds. I'm done. I hate it! Well, maybe I'll try again next time. Anyway, start getting rewards for brushing your teeth today. Go to getquip.com. Where did the other thing go? Oh, you have it. To save $10 on a Quip Smart Electric Toothbrush or the Smart Bundle. Maybe this is that. And as a special bonus for every smart brush purchased with code Critical Role, Quip will make a $10 donation to our own 501c nonprofit organization, the Critical Role Foundation. Check it all out and make the most of this special offer at getquip.com/Critical Role. Terms and conditions apply. Full terms at getquip.com/CRF. Matt!
I didn't know I was going to do that.
Brush to you. No. It's vibrating!
Brush control. Well, thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Quip, for unleashing him even further into madness. My God.
Plaque to you.
Don't encourage him.
Oh, man. No, Liam. Plaque to you. Anyway, that was yeah. What the hell? Like, why are they just doing regular products now? It's not even related to D&D. I'm very unlikely to buy a toothbrush just because I watched it on Critical Role. But hey, you know, musical jingles. There was some stunned silence during that too. Anyway, moving on. Let's get into the actual cool new thing, which is the new intro, which we've been waiting for a while.
Guess what is about to happen?
What's happening? It's happening.
It's happening. Our new opening title sequence. It's coming. Huge shout out to our crew who totally busted their fucking ass to get this thing going. It's epic. Love them. And Sam, tell them about that sweet theme.
The music, then there's a brand new opening theme song written by myself and Peter Habib, music by Habib, lyrics by me, and sung by the amazing cast of Critical Role. They're all sitting here at this table. And so, I mean, I feel like we should just show it.
I think so.
I think we should.
I can't wait to see it.
Well,
Me too.
then let's do that as we go ahead and jump into tonight's episode of Critical Role.
I love that look he always does with the raised eyebrow. Anyway, the new intro, like I said up front, it was going to be really hard for them to beat Your Turn to Roll, because that song just kicks ass. So, but this is definitely interesting. So before they react, I don't know what to think of this intro. I like it because it's funny and interesting, but what's with all the the costumes? They're like Indiana Jones kind of era, which is a bit weird. And the scene with the slow motion scene, I think they just did that just because they have access to some really awesome equipment now. And probably one of their tech guys said, hey, you know what we could do? We could do like a really super high-res slow motion shot of you guys doing weird stuff and playing the game. And so they did that, and then they pieced together a bunch of other stuff that they thought was cool. But I honestly think that the animated intro to for the Mighty Nine was the best one, because it was about the show, and the song was just so damn cool. Like, It's Thursday Night is nice and all, but it's not what Critical Role is all about. It's like, I mean, Your Turn to Roll is like, has the role in the title. It's just too damn good. They can't beat it. So I stand by my original estimate in a previous episode that this title is not, even though it's cool and funny and everything, it's not as good as the original Your Turn to Roll from Campaign 2. And even, I would say, not even as good as the Campaign 1 title, because that had all the cast dressed up as their characters and doing really cool stuff that they would do in the game. So I don't know, it's funny, it's cool, it's interesting, but it's not as good as either of the previous ones. So sorry guys, that's my opinion, but they seem to love it, so I'm cool with it.
And welcome back. So last we left off,
okay, and he goes right into the episode highlight or recap. For me, I want to jump ahead. Oh, there is one funny thing in there. He talks about in the back of the previous episode. He talks about they saw the or they were about to watch the show in the theater, and they weren't sure if it was acrobats or otters, and I thought that was really funny, that little joke. So he says it again in this intro. But this is, so they watched the show. The show is meh. It's not as interesting as it could have been. They're just a bunch of acrobats doing their tricks, something you would see in Cirque du Soleil maybe. So he describes all that, and they watch it, and they're a little bit like unsure. They clap anyways.
That could have been the end.
That's what my hands sound like.
And that's his fresh cut grass. The
A few moments
robot
pass.
claps with the clanging sound. Kind of a little bit of a joke there. And then the theater clears out, and they start looking into the reason they're there is to look into missing people kind of rumors. So they're just watching the show quickly to get through to be able to stay there afterwards and find out what's going on. And so they after they watch the show, they want to get everybody out of there. So they decide to, or Laudna just decides this right in the theater.
Possibly drop more money onto the performances.
I'll kind of fade back with Orem and just.
Damn commercials.
Hey man, we're still here. Come on down.
Out.
Be a second set of eyes with him as well.
Okay. So perception check.
22.
22. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Assistance.
I'm always at advantage.
that's a secret. He's always at advantage.
No.
That's the wrong clip. Let me go back to this one.
Energy.
Sure.
And then from backstage,
He's
you
using
hear
thaumaturgy.
fire! Fire! Everybody leave! Fire!
Oh God! In a literal open theater.
She just cried fire in an open theater.
Living the dream.
And then thaumaturgy again. You start to smell smoke. You start to smell smoke. Yeah.
He's looking up the rules for
Okay.
thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy one more time. Looks like smoke.
Jesus, thaumaturgy is the greatest spell ever.
Stretching the limits a little bit of thaumaturgy here with this. It's a cantrip, but it's enough to get a few people's attention. I take it this is the instantaneous sound.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not a phrase necessarily, so fire is about as much as you can get out with it. So fire. From backstage? From backstage?
Uh-huh.
All right. People immediately begin to get up and grab their things.
Anyway, they use that to clear the theater. Use of thaumaturgy for these things is I mean, it's not a very useful spell in general, so letting players use that spell to just get some extra ability out of it is fine. I don't usually mind that kind of thing, but you know, it isn't supposed to be that powerful. What happened? Am I still on? Oh, yeah, I think I'm still on. Okay, let me just pause for a sec here. I just want to check and see if I'm still getting sound. Check on my phone. You may hear an echo here. Oh, I gotta hook up to my headphones, that's why. Which are downstairs. Just turn that off. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Testing, testing. Oh, there we go. Alright, just want to make sure it's working. Oh. Turn that volume back down. Alright. Yeah, I have to check that every once in a while because last time I had a whole section of the video that got deleted because, or didn't get shown because, well, you can go back and watch that. I edited it back in and I didn't edit back in, I just re-recorded that section and put it up as part 2. So it was a bit out of order, but now, so they just did the fire in the theater thing. That was, you know, something you can just let people do if they want to use a spell and it's not going to really affect combat or the power level of the characters. Just let them get away with a little bit of you know, extra use out of something. I mean, I almost think thaumaturgy should be able to do something a little bit more. Although the spell Silent Image is a first level spell and it can't really do that much either, so. But whatever. So, oh yeah, we saw the Liam is always at advantage clip there. We started watching that, so just back it up a little bit.
Orm is going to fade back while everyone's talking to them, and just out of curiosity, check out the house again and see if anyone's lingering.
You got it. The roll perception.
Can I also ask where Stuvan is in relation to all of this? Because I
Stuvan, while this conversation and healing is happening, Stuvan was kind of talking with you guys up until the point where you wanted to re-engage, in which case he would have followed. He wants to stay nearby. He definitely seems invested in these sudden arrivals that are going to possibly drop more money onto the performances.
I'll kind of fade back with Orem and just be a second set of eyes with him as well.
Okay, so perception check?
22.
22? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
assistance.
I'm always at advantage.
That's a secret. He's always at advantage.
No, yeah.
Perception in the game and life.
Too cool. Too cool.
You see most patrons leave but one, who in the far, far back, kind of to the side of the exit, you see one. It's kind of hard to see this distance, but they're wearing a hood indoors, which is
really cool.
Remarkable.
Super cool.
It's awesome.
I wear my sunglasses at night.
It's every online role-playing character from the late 90s.
Ladna, look off in the corner there.
Right. That was pretty funny. Okay, and then they spend a bit of a time investigating here, and another Laudna has to send a message to someone. This is pretty funny. They always do this thing now with Laudna. Whenever she sends a message to someone, they add a lot of background chatter that's kind of creepy, like the like her character would have, because she's a creepy
Keep us
character.
posted, Lana.
Will do.
Here's to new
bloody
beginnings.
commercials.
What's your plan for 2022?
Go. Kill a puppy.
Man, talking to her just always makes me feel so warm and fuzzy.
In the interim, while you two are, I would like you both, one, to make a stealth check as you are pursuing.
I really love that. This is a thing you could do in your campaign. Not specifically this, but if you have a character who has some kind of power that can have, because of the way their character is, like she's kind of a dark character and has a she's called a Hollow One, and so she has, you know, creepy things being reanimated from death. The whole party participates in making her, this spell, the message spell, super creepy, so that it comes into the person's head and does all these additional sound effects. These guys are all like really into sound effects, being voice actors, but you could do something like that with your own gaming group. You could basically have, you know, the other players describe additional effects, or like, you know, make like music or sing a song or something that happens every time one of the players casts a spell, of a particular spell. So, or like, you know, with the bard, if your characters are musically inclined, could pull out instruments and play something to go along with your bard's bardic inspiration songs or whatever, things like that. Anything you can add that makes it a little bit more fun for everyone when one person is doing something and the other players can add to it. So it doesn't have to be something that, you know, with musical talent. It can be anything, just whatever your talents are in your group, just make use of those to enhance the like in-world kind of effect that you might encounter with the character's spells. Or other things. It could be, it doesn't need to be magical effects. It can be other things, like special abilities. next is just delete these windows as I go. So then, after this, they go and meet with the owner of the theater, the promoter, and they're in his office trying to convince him to let them look around in the theater. And they see a bunch of promotional posters on the wall, and there's one quite interesting Easter egg in here for Sam.
And posters of performances past that are like plastered along the walls.
Hello, darling. It's me, Elvira, Mistress
Elvira.
of the Dark.
Wow.
And I'm coming to Shutter. Don't
seen
miss
her in
my
a long
40th
time.
anniversary. Very scary, very special. Special. I put the spesh in special. So be there or be square. But if you're square, you'll miss it.
It's Elvira's 40th anniversary. Very scary.
She must be in
very
like her 60s. She
special,
still looks really
special,
good.
Especially for you.
Anyways, let's
You can see Esmer and the Child of Light across the Osmit,
movie posters.
under a ruddy night.
Or a show posters.
The Calamity, an interpretive dance history of Exandria's greatest tragedy.
I want to see that.
To Kill a God, the Scanlan Shorthalt one-man show. All manner of various performance posters from throughout the years have been collected and are on display. Some seem to have maybe caught a bit of like moldy corners at the edges, but nevertheless, it is definitely a collection of keepsakes for one man who is desperately trying to keep this theater what he wants it to be.
So, if you haven't seen Campaign 1, Scanlan Shorthalt was Sam's character, and he was a bard, and he did lots of... he was kind of a bit of a bragger, and you know, you'll see in the animated series what he's like, but he is totally the type who would take credit for the whole defeating the final boss in that season. I won't do any spoilers for season 1, so but they fought a final boss as you would have in each campaign, and they all helped do that, but Scanlan would totally go around telling the story as if he was the hero. And another thing, this is also another point for DMs. If you have run campaigns before in your own world, or even in like one of the published worlds, Forgotten Realms or something, and you've run something in the past, you know, I've been doing this for over 40 years, and you'll have stuff that you can just throw out like that, where the players, you don't even it doesn't even have to have actually happened where you are, but you can just use stuff that you've done in the past as background material for making your world seem more lived in. I have things where a lot of my D&D involved a bunch of certain characters, and now they have places that they live in my world. So if you ever go there, I have really fleshed out characters and backstories for those particular people. So to recycle and make use of those, I make sure that if anyone goes to those locations, they meet those characters, because I can easily get into character with them and talk about stuff without having to already spend a lot of time planning it out beforehand. So Matt is making use of that in the case that these are still in the existing world of Exandria that they started in Campaign 1. So I love it that they throw Easter eggs in. Plus they're a show, and they're showing it, you know, giving some content for that the longtime fans like myself would appreciate. So, and then an additional thing, they're still in with the promoter here. These guys all have theater backgrounds mainly, so there's a lot of inside jokes they have about. In the last episode, they did a bunch of theater jokes and theater kid jokes that would mean something to them, and it was quite funny. Looks like I'm gonna get another ad here, so I'll just
Lens-like eyes and like, pardon me, poking.
Let's just mute that. Skip it and bring it back up.
know what? I don't honestly know, but I think I was built to be helpful. But I was really curious about what you said before. How do you get into acting? Like, do you take a class, or like, do I need an agent of some sort? Like, I'm sure you get this question a lot.
I do. Please leave.
Jesus, please leave.
With the voice.
People
say I sound really cool, and I think that's all I really need.
Get out.
These things are things that they have heard personally, I'm sure. How do you get into acting? How do you get into voice? They get asked these questions all the time as voice actors. So
slowly grab fresh cut grass and drag them out of the room.
Also, out! No. This is actually important. We have a couple of companions who are out right now on an errand, but they will be joining us here shortly, I assume. A small man named Orm, he's a halfling, very agile, brown hair, and a wonderful friend, her name is Laudna. She is...
Okay, so they tell him to make sure the other guys can get in to look around. He's given permission now for them to do that, and he's asked them to leave. Ashen has a funny bit here, though.
Doors
I leave my headshot on the way.
The pandemic has taken a toll
it gets cut off. A stupid ad.
on women's mental health. You deserve to feel better. Let us help you take the first step.
The rest of us.
Good.
In the interim.
I put it in an envelope full of confetti. He'll love it.
Yeah, you call mine.
Horseback riding is a special skill. Thank you.
I have my own roller skates.
I can
I'm sure they've done this on the
I leave my headshot on the way out.
I leave my headshot on the way out, he says.
Slide it under the door.
Just 17 more questions. Just 17 more questions.
Is your resume stable to the back?
Go for it. Okay,
Good.
In the interim.
I put it
Totally
in an
gonna
envelope
get a
full of
callback.
confetti. He'll love it.
Yeah, you call mine.
Horseback riding is a special skill. Thank you.
I have my own roller skates.
I can
It hurts.
So real. So real for them. I've never done any of that stuff, but I wouldn't mind getting into voice acting. I think I've said that before. Alright, so now they spend a bunch of time getting into investigating the mystery. I'm not going to go through most of it except for a few more of the acting reference things. They get a funny exposition from the promoter, and he basically says, maybe I should play that one where he has some kind of an announcement system, like a PA, and he announces on the PA that these people are allowed to be here, and the way he mispronounced their let me just see if I can get that back up. Pause. Let's see if I can. I didn't put a link in there for that one. But I'll get that. Oh, 7 weird individuals.
Affixed to the left-hand wall and kind of leans into it. There is an odd trope, and you hear it echoing through, and you now notice this is like a strange connecting series of audio tubes. A strange troop of 7 odd individuals that have my permission to wander the premises. Help them if you can. 2 of them are apparently scattered about. There is a small childlike one named Borum.
Orm.
And a creepy lady one. I don't remember.
Laudna.
Please exit. Doors closed.
My headshot on the way out.
That's where he does that. Yes. So they're trying to create the things that you would see in a modern day theater there. It's kind of funny. So they go in and check out a bunch of leads in the theater, looking at the rooms and stuff. They're given full access to it, so they now can wander around freely without having to worry about being kicked out. And then they get to this room where they find a bunch of old props.
Macbeth.
Here's to new beginnings.
And that's another acting
What's your plan for
reference there.
2022?
That
I attack.
You're not supposed to say. It's a superstition thing for among actors. You're not supposed to say Macbeth. You're supposed to call it the Scottish play, and so that's why this one is mentioned as the Dwendalian play.
Well, theater nerd. I whistle a jaunty tune.
Don't think I didn't think about there being some sort of a curse laid on this theater. So you descend, following into the basement area here, and with the light that you can see.
And then they also have another theater reference here, which is
Just learned that there's a whole stack of cat costumes back there. Yeah.
Oh my god, the commercials. I think every one of these is going to have
They
one
look
because I've
very
left
jellicle.
this sitting too long.
Wow.
Interrupting
I
each
grabbed
of the-
one.
Why do they all have little buttholes sewn onto it?
They look added later, but then some of them look like they were taken off.
That was not my artistic vision. That was specifically Stuvan's interest to try and rebrand the show. It's not great. I do not recommend it.
Look, this one wears Converse.
Oh.
So weird. Interesting choice.
Well, have you found what you're looking for?
So, Cat's reference to the 2019 remake as a movie, which was a terrible, terrible thing. I don't really understand the interest in the Cats musical in the first place, because I think it's terrible. It has no... I mean, I haven't really seen it. I've seen bits about it, but I don't get it. I don't get it why you would watch a bunch of people sing about a bunch of cats that has no story to it, or like a very minimal story. Anyway, but that's a lot of people like it, so I won't knock it. But yeah, they're making fun of that, of their new remake where they had the actors dress up and they did CG and everything for it. It was just ridiculous. And
No, not at all. We were looking for some sort of entrances or exits down here, but there are none.
That's them actually investigating. So they look around some more. They don't find anything of hidden exits or anything. And then they come across this woman named Tetram, who is basically a horny 50-year-old woman who hits on Dorian and pretty much any of the others. They proceed to read her mind and find out that she's just looking for some action, but she's kind of a gossiper, so she has a lot of information. And she tells them that there were some of the people who went missing were someone who was cheating on his wife or something like that. And so they get into trying to figure out where the couple might have gone. So they're trying to get into the mindset. This is just fern and fresh cut grass. They're doing a bit of a method acting kind of investigation here.
Gotta get in the headspace of people that need to.
Here's to new beginnings. What's your plan for 2022?
So we all just have to
somebody-
think Randy thoughts for a
Please
while.
please don't. Like, I don't want to know.
Around image.
You know?
We have to find the bone zone for sure.
Well, and you mentioned this Eodin. What was their deal?
Eden?
No, there was another one.
There's an Eon.
He's a young man.
Eodin, is that what his name was?
Yeah, I thought
He generally
I
picked
didn't
up whatever
know.
the cheapest tickets were and negotiated his way to a dirt poor seat, but popped in every here and there. At first, we weren't sure if he was just an enjoyer of the arts, and I think part of it was, but also he got in trouble twice, because I caught him selling some Kepper dust to some of our patrons.
So this character he's doing, this Tetrim, I think she's based on, it's a southern drawl he's doing, and I think she's based on Jessica Lange. If you've seen any of the American Horror Stories, you can check her out on that. She's quite an interesting character. And so they're looking for what they called the Bone Zone. I don't think you actually heard that, but so where do these people go to have sex? And then at the end of the meeting with this woman, Taliesin makes a funny comment. Ads are coming in. You know what? I'm probably going to be better off just jumping to the... Oh, I have to use this one because I couldn't... it's not in the list. So...
Just look around.
You should look around. I think we should check out that alley more.
Hey man, we're still here. Come on down.
I didn't really get a good look.
We should look near the box.
Yeah, near the restrooms.
Is it okay if we give like a thorough look around and really put this to bed?
Anything you want, honey.
It's so good acting.
Anything.
Where would you go in here if you wanted to, you know, engage in a little hanky-panky with someone? Where would you
mean
go?
where have I go?
Yes, but you can't say the basement. Because that's a given.
Oh, honey, how do I narrow it down? I've left my mark up and down this theater.
Oh.
Cast black light.
Yeah.
Do not do that.
Do not do that.
Where would you go? Or where would it make sense to?
Well, I have access to everywhere, so I go everywhere.
All right, but meaning if you were...
Alright, so they spend a little bit more time with this character, and then they, Fern and FCG use the method acting thing to get into the headspace of the victims, and they figure out to go out into the alleyway, and in the alleyway there is a creature that is a part of the wall, and so this seems to be the culprit of the disappearing people, so it tries to grab the group with its tentacles and pull it into its mouth, which there's another joke about that coming up. And so they end up in a battle, and a couple of funny things happen in this battle. They're fighting a wall, which is an allegory for many of the things in previous campaigns. In the first campaign, Vox Machina had many encounters with doors that ended up them not being able to get through a door, and or pick a lock on a door, or things like that. So doors were jokingly their nemesis in campaign 1, and then in campaign 2, it alternated between a chair, which they heavily focused on, which was just a chair, but they were thinking it was something more, and I think that was it. They're just chairs. They kept making a joke about chairs. And then in this one, now they're starting it up as it being walls. And I don't know if Matt made this monster intentionally because he wanted that to be a thing. But
oh, what's going on?
Let's see.
Yeah, look at that.
All right.
Ain't no way.
Hello, darling. It's me, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, and I'm coming to Shudder. Don't miss my...
Hey, everybody. We all have metaphorical walls that we put up.
If it's like, so if you'd like me to remove things now, we've had them there visually now. But okay.
So he makes a joke because he wants to be sort of a someone who helps people psychologically. So he's basically acting like a psychiatrist. So he talks about metaphorical walls, which is kind of funny. And then there's so they're trying to she's trying to remember how her spell works, so she's reading out. You know how when you sometimes read something and you're like, oh, I gotta read this in a hurry, so you just read it and you like read it out loud and you so she does that,
Wild shape features. Sorry.
That's okay.
Hey man, we're still here. Come on down.
No, it helps if you read it out loud, but in a mumbly way that no one can understand.
It adds to the drama.
What did she say? Okay, so what's great is when you're reading like that, you're not actually reading.
Nope.
You're just
I swear I'm doing something.
No, that's what was happening. I was doing that, and I'm like, I'm not taking in any information right now. What am I doing? Okay.
Where would you like me to
You focus on the mumbling.
All right. So I would like.
Oh, that's great. So after that, they're still fighting the creature. She gets out her her elemental monkey, and he gets to
burning monkey on the ground. That reaches back, grabs.
Oh, commercial every time.
Hey man, we're still here. Come on down.
A chunk of monkey flame and throws it over at this giant mouth-covered wall. Go ahead and roll an attack for him.
Okay.
That's unsanitary.
Layman Duke.
Well, just gonna throw shit at the wall.
Oh,
Wow.
So you see what sticks.
Oh my god. Yes, that's exactly what she's doing.
Come on, mister.
Oh, lame. That's
so
8.
8 misses.
So I think this is the first time she's used her elemental monkey companion in the campaign 3. She used it in the first appearance in Exandria Unlimited, but he missed on his first attack. It's pretty sad. Then later on in the combat is really long, so it takes up most of the episode. The next thing I wanted to show is, so just to set this one up, Travis is, and maybe I'll just let the ad play while I say
9 points of bludgeoning,
9 points of bludgeoning,
which is great.
He was so upset.
And
so Travis has been sitting there for the past 2 episodes. He's not playing. He ever since Bertram died, which was I think the 3rd episode. We're all the way here into the episode 7, so he's been sitting there for 3 episodes. 3.5, or 3 and almost 4 episodes, not actually playing, off in the side. So he's obviously getting a little bored because this happened.
4 points of fire damage.
Yes. 13 points of damage. Alrighty. Slam into the hammer from behind. You hit. It's a glancing blow off of what is mostly a wall, and then the flames kind of burn and streak across. But you hold the hammer back. Travis, stop it!
Special troll.
Travis, stop it!
Travis is the worst person in the world.
Travis is the other wall.
I want to know what he said.
All right.
Yeah, and I guess I'm
we look distressed.
just gonna back up another 5 feet. I'm just gonna try and just be another. I'm gonna try and get some distance from everybody, so that there are
5 feet puts you right in front of Vladna.
Right in front of Vladna.
Look at it again. I don't know what it is. I wonder if we can look that up. Let me just see if I can find that online. Okay, what is this here? Somebody has... Oh, this is a defensive who he's playing. Yeah, I'm gonna mention that myself. So we'll talk about that in a sec. Oh, don't look at that. So anyway, my point was that he's been sitting there for 4 episodes doing nothing. So of course he's gonna sit there and troll. Can't really blame him. There's another thing they say after this though. It's quite
Vladna?
Yeah.
Can we have a second Twitch stream that's just Travis shitting on the episodes?
I'm looking at it.
Travis commentary.
Yeah.
Look at these assholes.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll be right in front of Vladna.
Okay, you got it. That finishes your go.
So I mean, if they were going to do that, I think people would watch it for one thing. And it would have been a funny second Twitch stream to see what's Travis doing on the side. I think that would have been super successful, and they would have but it would have probably taken some people away from the main show. But who cares? I think that would have been funny. Because if they knew he was going to be like out for this many sessions, and I can't imagine that there must have been some reason why he was not playing, because there's no way Matt would not be able to think of a way to bring a new character in fairly soon after Bertram was gone. And once they knew that he was definitely going to stay gone, he should have brought Travis in right away. So there must have been some reason that Travis wasn't ready or didn't want to do it yet. So it must have been something, or he's making up his character, deciding which character he wanted to play, and he just didn't get around to it yet. But if they had done something like that, where they had a Twitch stream with Travis shitting on the game, that would have been hilarious. I would have definitely watched that.
Orem, you're up. Imogen, you're on deck.
Okay. So back to the combat. Then I really want to know what it is that he sent them, though. I guess if I find that out later, I'll let you guys know. And let's see. We're on. Let's close that one. Now we're up to. This is quite funny. You'll see a lot of this if you go back and watch any old Critical Role. Unfortunately, I'm going to get an ad here. So I'm just going to pop it back a little bit there.
Fantastic. You rolled 3d8, right?
What?
You rolled 3d8?
I did, and it gave me a. I said it.
Raid Shadow Legends, explained by Jeff Goldblum.
I mean,
yeah, this is funny. I'm gonna let this one play.
You pick your champions, they're glorious, and their shields,
they
glisten like wet otters. But the bad guys, they're Lovecraftian, they're spooky, they're
what is he wearing?
big. And you go through waves of enemies. First round, second round, third round, ding, ding, ding. Oh, and then you face the boss. And he's a tower, gargantuan, hulking, and it's like boom, boom, and finally your foe is vanquished, and that satisfaction is such a primal feeling. Ooh, I mean, it's powerful, powerful stuff.
Download Raid Shadow Legends today.
I love Jeff Goldblum, but he is so strange. And I know he's a heterosexual man, but he seems like he's like a metrosexual, I guess. He's very, very flamboyant, and his mannerisms are similar to those of a gay man, but not. Well, I don't know. Whatever. Maybe he is somewhat. But he's a cool guy. I like him, and I love these commercials. He's got a flowery way of speaking, even though they threw. I don't know why they threw that in there. I can't even go back on these things. Anyway, they threw in a little misstep of his what he described that game. Anyway, back to the actual game.
And 16.
So 16. That's with the double.
What'd you say?
You rolled 8?
No, I got 7, 1, 8, so 16.
But you can then double it because you rolled a
You rolled an
You're
extra
not
20,
double
so
your
it's double the
dice.
dice.
Oh, so 32.
How do you want to?
This is how you want to do this.
Its turn was next. I'm so pissed.
Well, just like I said, except 10 times cooler.
Yeah. So as you flick up the diamond and grab it and then release the orb,
cool.
What happens?
Ooh, it as I throw it, it just goes from this tiny little thing, gets a little bigger until it looks like just a tiny little orb. And as it shoots forward, it just gets faster and faster until it's almost like a fucking bullet, and it just goes dunk right in between, right in the fucking iris of its eyes, and sort of buries its way into its eye slowly.
Okay. As the wall is standing there, all the friends being dragged in, its mouth open, you can see it's in the process of getting ready to stuff Orem into its giant toothy maw.
Yeah.
And as everyone has this look of despair and fear on their face, you watch as it just spins and crashes right into its eye, and as it impacts, the wall seems to lock and freeze. And you watch what seems like time everywhere else slows down, except for the one slight spin of this arcane bolt that begins to just corkscrew in and burrow into the eye. And as it does, it tries to close the lid, and as the lid closes, you can see the blue glow behind the flesh of the light that's getting brighter and brighter. At which point, arcs of energy begin to shock through it as blue lightning begins to just tear open gashes and sores across his body. The bits of wall-like texture and brick you see begins to just turn into this odd, gray, sundered flesh, and the wall begins to just... and you see as it begins to just vomit kind of a dark, bloody ichor out of its mouth. Other mouths begin to appear in the spaces and then go slack and vanish. The eye itself closes, tries to open elsewhere, but the pupil itself is disintegrated. As it begins to take a step forward and then another step forward, your friends begin to push away. You manage to free yourself from the wall, and as you all step back to join Dorian at the end of the alleyway against the wall, you watch as it and collapses into the ground.
I don't. Except for that fucking wall. No, don't make it sound sweet.
It's the wailing wall.
So here's another example of great DMing. How you want to do this is a common thing from Critical Role from way back before they were even streaming, and so that's Matt's way of saying you get to describe the final blow of the creature, and it gives you kind of a sense of accomplishment for being the one who finished it off, which, to be fair, is like, you know, if one person put in like 100 damage and then someone came along and did 5 points to finish it off, does that really seem fair? But you know, everyone always fights their best in this group, and they don't really mind having one person having the spotlight, so they're all really good sports about it. I would maybe give the final blow to the person who did the most or who had the flashiest moves or something like that, but this is the way they do it, and everybody seems happy with it. So find out what your table likes and do that. And you can call it, how do you want to do this? Or you can call it, you know, how do you finish him off? Or what's your final move kind of thing. Make up your own thing. But the point of this one, the funny part was when he said toothy maw, he looked at the camera. And the reason he does that is because he said this so many times. This is the Crit Roll Stats site, which has a list of, I don't know how old this is. This is from January in 2016. So even just 21 episodes in, he'd already said toothy maw 14 times, more times than there are episodes. So that's a thing he says a lot. And I've noticed it too, just been playing. Oh, it's not more times, but still. One giant toothy maw, giant maw opens. Yeah, he's describes that a lot. Something he likes, and that's just part of his personality. But it's quite funny how many times he's done it, and people have talked about it before. So now he's quite aware that he's doing it now. But he's done this for years and years, and never like done that before. So it's like the first time I think I've seen him react with knowing about that. And then the aftermath, I had already made this. Is so funny. This is hilarious. He gets so into his acting out monsters and stuff like that and creatures, and he like makes his face sag and stuff. He's so expressive. He doesn't need to be a voice actor. He could also be a regular actor. Or at least he could be a comedic actor anyway. I'd love to see him on like, you know, a skit show. It'd be really funny. Anyway, this is him doing the aftermath of the battle.
The pandemic has taken a toll on women's mental health. You deserve to feel better. Let us help you take the first step.
Everyone's mental health.
The fourth wall.
Okay, so we missed that.
There, like it still has its wall like form in places. It's just dead.
We broke the fourth wall.
dare you? It all led to this. It all led to this.
Look at his face.
Oh man.
Very
And this is quite funny because the previous clip I just showed was him staring at the camera, or looking at the camera, knowing that he's about to say "Toothy Ma," which is a breaking of the fourth wall in TV and movies. But now he's being called on it. And he got caught. I was thinking this earlier than this. I was thinking that'd be a good joke, and Sam definitely is the one to pull up a good joke.
Amazing.
Well timed.
Oh, Campo looks at you and just goes, "Fuck you." That's actually pretty good.
Maybe I'll use it in audition.
What the fuck is that? I need to. I'm gonna go get Stuvar. Everyone okay? You okay?
No.
refreshments.
I'll ask.
Beer, wine, medical attention, anything that happens.
Orm is full on planking face down on the cobblestone. I just need.
All right, so then next they the city guard comes in, who have not been able to solve this mystery, by the way, and so they're kind of trolling these guys a little bit, and then I'm gonna end that ad here.
Spiked mace on the other hand, they go up.
Okay, good. So that won't interrupt the scene.
Hey man, we're still here. Come on down.
Okay, and then
up to it and start like poking it and chipping back.
Don't scream when they
Don't
poked
do
it.
that. Don't do that. Stop it. Shoot. I know you.
Yeah, you do.
This is
go over and start kind of prodding it, at which point Stu Vaughn comes by and it's like, I'm sorry, I am being.
And so after that, they get the reward of free memberships to the theater and some actual pay, I think. Before that, because Orm is so beaten up from the battle, he rides fresh cut grass like a Segway. He basically hops on top of him and then rides him out, and they make a bunch of Segway jokes. Pretty funny. And then they get paid. They get the private free memberships. And to pick up the membership, they have to have private meetings with the old horny old lady. So a lot of trepidation about that. And then there is a scene with Liam trolling Matt.
Pocket it.
Comes away with a shivering queef.
Oh my god, cut off. So he comes away with a shivering queef. Which is old joke.
I'll never live that down, you motherfuckers. Keep talking to the DM, man.
He said this one time and unintentionally, like, from what the meaning of that is, and I think he meant to say something else, and so they're still bugging him about that.
A lot more things can spit acid.
It gets worse than that.
But yeah, you do find that.
I'll just pocket it and walk away.
Okay.
I gotta walk it out.
You'll
Pocket it,
walk
walk it.
down the rest of the alleyway.
Okay, so then they have a wrap up, and so they've gotten out of that situation, and then we finally get this.
Travis, you want to come to the table?
It's about freaking time.
Here's to new
He's been waiting
beginnings.
like 4 episodes.
What's your plan for 2022?
Or if he has been waiting, I don't know. Finally, we get this new character.
What's happening? He just died! And he was trolling us on text all night!
Thank God, and finally stopped texting us.
I know. Where'd he go? No more screen grab.
If you'd like to ask the question once more to the target of your message.
I don't even remember what I said.
Do you want
you want
something?
something?
Need something, want something.
You want something?
Who is that?
Oh no.
Who's speaking, please?
It's oh no.
And they know
and
who
I
it
just
is
wave
already, just by
over
the
here.
voice.
How are you doing that?
The same way you're doing it to me.
So he's playing a character they've seen before. they didn't. It looks like to me they didn't know what character he was going to bring in, and so that's why he was looking so smug when he comes in, because he's waiting. He's been waiting to share this with them. He obviously hasn't even told his wife, Laura. So let's see their reaction when they find out who it is.
Mind powers.
That's nifty.
No, but are you gonna? I just walk over to him.
Imogen?
I'll jog along.
Who's that? Do you know that? That fella?
Small guy.
I'd like power walk next to Imogen.
If you would like to describe yourself, Travis.
Yeah. You see, post up against the wall, cloak and hood pulled over his head. You see tufts of silvery gray hair shooting out over his ears, some silvery gray hair shooting out of his ears, and a nice little knit beanie cap pulled tight with little ear straps. He's got a leather chest harness and some pretty muscly, sinewed arms, along with some looks to be woodworking tools from his hips and waist, and some nicely pointy-toed boots.
What's his lineage?
He's a gnome. He's a gnome.
Roughly what age, from a visual perspective?
Oh, probably somewhere around 100, 120, 100-something years old.
What kind of height are we talking about?
I'm short, motherfucker.
Shorter than me? I'm 3'3". Where you at?
I think I got you by an inch or so. I'm looking down.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're taller
Taller?
than him.
I think so. I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
I might be on my tippy toes. Gotta put out a different vibe for these strangers.
That's where it lifts. Like just shoes with a quarter
I'm up
on
against the wall, so the heels, I just
Dutch
lift them
claw.
up and then rest them against the back, so my calves don't cramp.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Are you one of the contractors? I see you have woodworking tools.
You know, I am. I like working with wood very much. No, I saw around the corner all of you handle whatever that was.
You decided to just stand there and not come help?
Well, fuck yes! That thing had tendrils, and all of a sudden you were there, and you got pulled in, and you got spit back out, and then he's fucking face down in the middle of the street.
Fair.
Do you do this regularly? Are you looking for work? No, I'm just kidding. Oh.
Throw back to Bertram. How are
Do
you?
you know a patron?
No, actually, I could use some help.
Oh, you need something.
Well, yes. I need help finding someone.
What's your name, friend?
My name is Chetney.
I'm sorry, say that
now
again.
they know
It
for
sounded
sure
like you said
who it is.
Chetney. Chetney Pockapee is my name.
He's known for a while.
Well,
Great name.
Thank you.
A little unusual.
Yeah.
on the tongue.
Who are you looking for?
A friend. I'm sort of new to Marquette, but I'm sort of all on my own now. It would be very, very helpful if you could help me locate him.
You hear in the back part of the alley, one of the creature's larger portions of its body just kind of sloughs forward onto the ground with a heavy impact, and the guards kind of rush back.
Get food and a nap first.
Why do I already want to roll an insight check? Because I don't.
Well, you're in my head. Shit, I should roll an inside check on you. Inside check!
In character.
Yeah. Take a peek, see what you like.
Clearly, we're upsetting you, old timer. Are you okay?
Yeah. You're very kind. What's your name?
Fresh cut grass. Pleased to meet you.
The whole thing's your name?
Oh no, just the fresh cut grass part.
Oh, that's fantastic. What a fucking name. Yeah, I would actually love to come with you if that's all right. You all seem to be fairly... are they okay?
they're injured.
We're not okay, but we will. Oh yeah, that's fine. That's a whole. That's a story that requires drink and games and sleep, and we have to sleep because I'm gonna fucking die.
Fire by spire, fire by spire,
Fire by spire.
fire by fire, fire, spire, spire, fire.
Come to the.
Yeah, you
Come
hungry,
get a drink with
grandfather?
us. We can, you know,
That would be most
see what
kind.
you're about.
That would be very, very kind of you, yes.
Yeah. Whatever gets us there faster. Let's just go.
Here, you walk first. I don't want to trip on your booties.
And you see me just.
As the older gnomish odd companion begins to dart out into the night before you, as your tired, wounded, bruised selves follow suit to make your way towards the Spire by Fire. We're gonna finish tonight's game there. We'll pick up there next week.
So he gets 5 minutes of play in this game. Finally he got in though, that's good. So they got the new intro today and the new character. I heard that a lot of people don't like this character, but before you say you don't like it, you need to watch this. This is from 2018. It was a one-shot by Liam, and it's called The Night Before Christmas, which is what they were calling their Critical Role Christmas thing. And these are all Santa's elves. The players are all Santa's elves. So I need the first scene here. I think this was supposed to be...
Raid Shadow Legends Dungeons, explained by Jeff Goldblum.
The dungeons in Raid Shadow Legends are
Another
magnificent
awesome
or
outfit
challenging, or
for him.
magnificently challenging. You storm into the spider's den with your entourage of heroes who are all, by the way, very snazzily dressed. And then you see her, the Spider Queen. Immediately arrows are flying and swords are swooping. And
all right.
Hello and welcome back to the table. Happy holidays. Welcome to a special one-shot, The Night Before Christmas.
So before I watch any more of this, I will give a spoiler warning because you should definitely go and watch this episode. It's hilarious. It's awesome. And you can find it by just searching The Night Before Christmas. So yeah, just watch this if you want to, if you want to see some good entertainment or Christmas theme, it's great. If you want to see the origin of our hero, who is now joining the party,
Is you, Chutney Chocolate Cane.
That's his original
The winter
name, Chutney
months
Chocolate
are an
Cane.
especially dangerous time for refugee
Kate,
families and the displaced. After fleeing.
Not only the senior workshop elf, but also one of the oldest elves in the North Pole.
Yeah. I
As
like the new art
knowledgeable as
better.
you are cantankerous. You miss the halcyon days of yore, when toys were made by hand and built exclusively from wood and metal, and came with an inherent physical danger or choking hazard. Lawn darts? Those were your idea.
Oh, those are the good old days, you damn whippersnappers.
Then there's the rest of you assholes. Klaus Prigman.
Okay, so I won't spoil too much more of that. We're just talking about Chutney, or Chetney now. And this is a huge spoiler of the end of the show, so if you want to watch this, don't watch this clip here.
I could do this.
Oh my god.
Raid Shadow Legends, explained by Jeff Goldblum.
I mean,
I move towards Saint Nick. He told me to make Voltron out of wood.
Oh my god.
No one wanted it. He told me to make a Game Boy. I can't do circuits. He told me to make the little trolls, but the hair didn't move. And I'll take my wooden chisel! Are there any restraints on Santa?
Yeah, he's tied down.
I stab him in the chest!
Make an attack advantage. It's auto crit.
That's
automatic crit.
25 to hit.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Is this 6? Wait, are you 12 points of damage. Is it a sneak attack?
Yeah, it's flanking.
It's an advantage. Yeah, he's having advantage to sneak attack.
Oh, sneak attack damage.
My brain is like.
Do you double the sneak attack damage?
Yeah.
Oh shit! You're gonna double the sneak attack damage.
I like just finished like shoving in the last marshmallows like ha.
32.
How much?
32 points of slashing damage.
Oh man, someone fly me in a glass of water. Travis is giving me heart palpitations. Oh my gosh, okay. Anything else? Hannibal?
You might have to. Yeah. You need insurance. Yes, you can.
No. I just stare at him.
Is he still alive?
Yes, he is.
Oh, God. There you go.
He looks delirious.
I'd use my bonus action to hide.
It's Wormsack's turn. He attempts. Wormsack attempts to get away, of course. The Hallow King strikes but misses, and Wormtongue drops down to here.
Where are
there.
you going?
And he. No, not anymore.
So anyway, that was the betrayal done by Chutney, not Chetney. And then this part here is legend. Wait for it, Dairy.
So dark in here.
The winter months are an especially dangerous time for refugee families and the displaced. After fleeing violence.
Oh man, the legend of Chutney is going to overtake Knecht Ruprecht, Krampus, I think Pinhead. A new legend will grow.
I saw the art, I was
And that's why we put chutney next to every cheese plate. Or every humboldt fog.
Now, children, if you don't want Chutney visiting you, make sure you get at least one wooden toy. Otherwise, it comes for your hands.
Man, that really zigged when I thought it was gonna zap.
So that is it. So this is why everyone already knows what was going to happen with this character. I don't know if he's going to be a betrayer again, but he's definitely a shady character and cantankerous, but hilarious. So we will see. I think Travis wants to play. He is a hilarious guy. He's quite funny. He likes to goof around. He's a big guy, so a lot of people assume he's serious. He played Grog because he didn't really know. He hadn't played D&D before, and he didn't really know what he wanted to be. So he just picked the easiest thing, a big barbarian fighter that was tough, and he wouldn't have to worry about well, he did have to worry about almost dying, but that's another story. So anyway, he changed it up with campaign 2. He played a warlock, something a little more intricate and darker, and a lot of serious stuff happening, a lot of character development, and a little bit of humor, mostly due to ribbing from Sam's character. But now he's decided to take his full potential and be the hilarious guy that he is, and play a funny character. He started with Bertram, who was already quite funny, and in kind of a pathetic or negative way. But I guess he and who knows if he's going to keep this character. He may just do what they said and be the Spinal Tap drummer of the team, and just keep losing characters and making new ones. So we'll see what he does. But I think having the humor characters, if he wants to be a string of comedic characters, more power to him. I think that'll be an interesting twist or something new to have in the game. It might get a little bit tired after a while. This group is really big on character development, so if he keeps switching characters, it's going to be kind of hard to do that. But we'll see. Maybe he's just trying some things out and seeing what he wants to stick with. So, but I could totally see, one prediction I have as a possibility is that he may be this character, earn their trust, and then betray them at some point, and they have to fight him or get revenge on him, or he gets away or something like that. Rogues are really good at getting away, so we'll see. But I suspect he is going to do some kind of betrayal on the group with this character, because that's kind of what he's all about. So we'll see. I look forward to seeing what's going to happen. And that is the end of that episode. Definitely go and watch Night Before Christmas. It's an excellent one-shot, and Liam is a great DM. I would love to see more DMing from him. Shows would be great from him. And I'm going to just end it here because it's getting late. I was going to do episode 8 as well, but I might just do that. I'm going to take a break right now, and then I'll see if I want to do some more of this. This does take a lot of time and setup, so it's fun, but it's a little bit harder than my usual streams. Okay, that's it. I will see you in a bit.